There we go. We are live.
Oh, well, welcome everyone to another Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. I am Greta Russo, and of course, this is Dr. Bryant. Dr. Bryant, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and following along. It's going to be a good one today, folks. We're very excited to have someone that gives another option for transporting your pet by air. But before I go into that, I'm Dr. Nelva Bryant. I'm a veterinarian and I work in the airline industry. I do work with Delta Airlines and I've been on staff with them for a couple of years now. Brought ourselves to help review and revise the policies for animal transportation. I feel like I'm more of an analyst type position, but it's a very important role, to be honest with you, for animals traveling by air. So that's what I've been doing for Delta. Within that role, I started noticing, though, there's things that pet owners can do to better prepare their pets for air travel. And so during a pandemic 5 years ago, I developed When Pets Fly as a means or platform to share pet-centric travel education. So that's what I've been doing for the past few years on this platform. We are very active on social media with Facebook, Instagram, we've got LinkedIn, we've got a YouTube page, and also a website. So if you ever have any questions check out my website. We've got a lot of articles and blogs that's written to help you, assist you with the animal transportation process. So that's there and available for you. And then, like I said, we do these Facebook Lives. We've been doing these for the past few years with Greta's assistance. I think we've been doing it for soon it's going to be 4 years. And initially, we thought it was going to be like just pet for pet parents sharing information. But actually, I feel we share information about different stakeholders in the animal transportation industry. We have different guests on here. Last week, we were talking more nutrition-based discussions, which is important for keeping consistency while your pets are traveling. So there's so many things that ties in as far as with pet travel that you don't even, in your first thought, you don't think about it, but it is related. We've had folks that are actually pet shippers, that have pet shipping companies on here. We've talked about service animals, microchipping. We've done a lot, basically. So today is no different. We're going to have a great guest, like I said earlier, someone giving you another option for transporting your pet by air, and we'll have him join us in a second. But before we get there, Greta, please introduce yourself. She is my right hand and has been doing a lot of marketing and helping us grow actually domestically and internationally. So I'm very excited about that. But yes, please, Greta, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greta Russo, and I have the fun job of sharing When Pets Fly and Dr. Nelva Bryant's messaging to all of you across the world. So as Dr. Bryant mentioned, we are actually, we have lots of followers in other countries. And I think we're up to 10 countries now, which we're very excited about. And our viewers on Facebook Live, our people who follow us on social media are very engaged and active with us. And we love the fact that everyone feels open to ask questions, in addition to hiring Dr. Bryant to be a consultant. So, if you have questions about your journey and need help with Dr. Bryant in planning moving any of your animals from anywhere in the world to another destination, Dr. Bryant is the perfect resource for you to reach out to. And you can go to our website on our contact page to find out about the couple of different packages that Dr. Bryant offers to help you ease the stress and anxiety in moving with your pets. So I am so excited about today. And usually I have, world news or things that I pull up. And I've just been so busy this week that I have not had a chance to save stuff to bring up so that we can talk about it. But I do remember one thing. So there's so many countries that are really improving their flight services with animals or increasing or rebranding themselves. And I just saw in let's see, earlier this week that, and I don't remember what airline it was used with. It might have been Emirates. I'm not sure, but in the UAE, they allow people to rent the entire plane for falcons.
Yeah.
So I thought that was so cute, and I wanted to bring it up here. And so and ask you, Dr. Bryant, do you think someone could call Delta and rent an entire Delta aircraft to transport their Falcons, for example?
Yeah, you know what? It's a good question. It's interesting because I think you remember we discussed it before when we had Varun from I forgot the name of his pet shipping company based out of India. Where I remember I was saying to him that in some countries, falcons, it's traditional or their culture that falcons can travel in cabin with them.
Yeah.
I would just say culturally, I mean, if that happens here in the U.S., I'd be very surprised. But it's again, I think it's a part of their culture that it's normal. So that's very interesting for them to do that. But yeah, you know us, that's probably not a part of our culture, probably unlikely. But who can't say definitely no in a situation like that? But my desire one day is to actually be on a flight and actually see one. That again, I want to see how are they. I don't think they're in a cage or anything like that. I think they're sitting out, and they have I forget what they call
it. They have a bar.
Yeah, and I think they put a covering over their eyes or something so that they can't see or to keep them calm. But they'll just be perched in cabin. And I can't wait for the day that I can actually see that. But I've heard it happening, and again, it depends on the country and their culture allowing that to happen.
Absolutely. I know this summer we've been seeing lots and lots of news of countries improving their policies and procedures for pet travel because pet travel is really a booming industry right now. And, more and more people are going. I think it's a combination of things. It's not just people packing up and going, but, it's also today's young adults are foregoing kids and having animals as their kids, and they want to travel and see the world. And it's just natural for them to pack up their cats and dogs to go travel with them. And other countries are really embracing that. So I think this is perfect time for our guest and them launching their business. I think I have to check for sure when we talk, but I think they launched at the beginning of this summer. So, I'm just so excited that we get to have them. We've had some other pet jets on here before, some pet travel companies on here, but I always get excited when we have, ones just like our guest that cater to animals and their experience and the pet parents as well. So I'm looking forward to really diving in with the CEO and founder, I should say, Benton Miller. But if you don't have anything else that you want to talk about, I definitely want to pull him in so we can get started, because you know how we run over and talking.
Well, and you know what, though, I'll be honest with you, I have a short stop today. So let's get him on up here and get the conversation going.
Fantastic. Let's see. Hey, Benton.
Hey.
Hey, Benton, how are you?
Doing great. Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Happy to
now,
have you
Benton, I'm going to read your bio to introduce you to everyone, and then we're just going to dive right in. Okay?
Sounds good. Yep.
Okay. Today, we're joined by Benton Miller, the founder and CEO of RetrievAir, a pet-first public charter operator focused on making it possible for pet parents to fly peacefully with their best friends. Benton started RetrievAir out of his own frustration as a pet parent who couldn't find safe, comfortable, and affordable ways to travel with his dogs. In a short time, he and his co-founder, Mark Williams, have created an entirely new category of travel that's here to stay. From redefining what pet air travel can look like to helping rescue animals find their forever home. Benton's story is one of passion, grit, and innovation. Everyone, please help me welcome Benton Miller, founder and CEO of RetrievAir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for just joining us. I know when anybody launches anything or even does a rebranding, it's a whirlwind when you first start. So I'm so grateful with you guys coming out, and one of your first stops is to come here on Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. So thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Happy to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
I initially was excited when I heard about RetrievAir, and you use a term that I love using is pet, because I don't own the term pet centric, but I love the term pet centric because I think really we need to focus on the pet. And I think that's what's missing on a lot of things that's happening out here. When people travel, they treat their pets as they want to travel, but they still treat them as a tag along. If you really think about it, they'll do everything logistically. Okay, they'll get the health certificate, they'll get the crate and everything. But did you actually center all your thoughts on that pet? And in some instances, pets may not be medically fit for air travel. So you need to consider that. Your pet might have anxiety, or any animal will have anxiety if he's not acclimated to being confined in your crate. So you need to make sure that's done for them. So all these things you need to do to make sure they're okay is kind of what I started doing and focusing on with When Pets Fly, and trying to share pet-centered travel education is, again, focus on that pet first too. Let's not forget they're coming along with it, and you got to consider them as well. So, but I love
for sure. For us, like around the pet-centric aspect of it, like we design everything with them in mind, because at the end of the day, like for me and my dogs, right? Like I wouldn't everything I've built with RetrievAir, I first think, how would I want my dog to react or to be treated or to be catered to in this way? So we design everything with that mind and that aspect of it, for sure.
That's perfect.
That's fantastic. So for people who may not even heard the news that RetrievAir is I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm thinking private jet charter, but please correct me. What is RetrievAir?
Yeah. So we're a public charter operator, which essentially means we have the federal approval to be able to sell tickets to the public on a chartered aircraft. So we don't own nor do we operate the aircraft. We partner with a direct air carrier approved by the federal government and the FAA. To do that. And the partners that we have now, they've been in 20 plus years, highest safety rating possible, and they're big pet people too. So it's a really great fit. And so for us, what we do is we really kind of design that experience, what that looks like, and find that niche in the market that's been underserved, and then design our business model in order to, provide peaceful, safe travel that's more attainable to a lot more people for their pets.
That's fantastic. Well, one of our first questions that we have, or I guess the first question is, what was the aha moment that sparked the idea for RetrievAir?
Yeah. So like I previously mentioned, so I have 2 chocolate Labrador retrievers, and we moved a lot, like from my previous job, and then my wife and I, we love to travel, and we always had a really hard time of figuring out how do we fly with our pets. We have 60, 70-pound dogs, and which means, which means basically you have to have private jet money, or you're driving, or you leave them behind, right? Those are really the only reliable options that we could find, given where we're at in the country and where we're trying to go. So we chose to drive a lot. So we were driving 30 hours round trip to visit family, to, have some holidays. We would spend extra if we had to leave our dogs behind to make sure that they're in the suite version, of the kennel. And then we have Wi-Fi capabilities so we could see our dogs and make sure they're okay, because we had anxiety as we were going on our vacation. Yeah. And so it came to me a few years ago, just like, why is there not a better option? Somebody needs to be able to tackle this. And I have no pet nor aviation background. I am like really just a pet parent that was like, why is this not a thing? And so my wife and I, we over a bottle of wine decided that I should quit my job and figure it out. And so that's exactly what we did. And I'm so thankful for my amazing wife providing us the stability of the household. Right, she's allowing us to have health insurance while we take this and build this too. So she's been amazing and supportive of it all too.
That's great. And I love the fact that this is really a collaborative effort with your wife. Your spouse can be your best champion. And, when you're focused on minute details, someone on the outside and close to the project can say, hey, what about this? And not to mention, she can come from a woman's perspective. And add a woman's touch to it.
Absolutely, and she's like 10 times smarter than me, so it's a lot of great feedback. It's very beneficial.
Now, do you have a team, or is it just you and your wife? Is this mom and pop type of a company?
Yeah, so we're a C Corp out of Delaware. We launched our brand February of this year, so February 2025, and we did that by flying out to Golden's in Golden, Colorado. So the largest golden retriever event in the world, right? So there's like 5,000 golden retrievers and pet parents that go out there. And so to announce our brand, my co-founder and I, we flew up some influencers and then who had golden retrievers to kind of show what we're able to do and the memories you can now unlock with your dogs, right, with your best friends. And then we also had another influencer who had 2 Great Danes, because I wanted to show that, hey, we could have large dogs on this too.
Wow.
And so we had a 165-pound Great Dane, I think 140-pound Great Dane at the time. He's a younger pup, so still growing a little bit. But and they came on board, right? We were able to kind of showcase it. But to rewind, maybe Greta, to answer your question. So for the company, it's myself and my co-founder, Mark Williams. And now he's like the really smart guy with the aviation background. So he's one of the few people in the world who has created an airline and then eventually sold it successfully and now has chosen to get back into it. So he helped create an airline or create an airline called Sunwing out of Canada, grew it to the 4th largest airline up there, and then sold to WestJet like two-ish years ago. And so once he came in, that really helped us kind of solidify the model, solidify the operational standpoint, and with our partnerships with the direct air carrier, he's been teaching me a lot too from that aspect of it. And he's a huge pet parent as well. So his whole family has adopted pets out of Puerto Rico, so a Sato, and then out of Texas, transported them up to Canada where they live.
That's great.
I would be curious of knowing. You focus on pet travel, also assisting with rescue organizations. What are your routes? Tell me about your routings and everything you're doing, and where you're based out of. How does that function?
Yeah, great question. Maybe I'll rewind it 1 second too. Okay. Just kind of say like, here's like what the experience is like, and then I'll say here's where we can take you right on that experience.
Perfect.
So we're different than the Deltas of the world or the major commercial airlines, right? So we purposely designed our business model to eliminate friction. And so everything we do is about the peacefulness of the travel experience for the pet and the pet parent. And so what that means for us is we don't go to major commercial terminals. We go to what's called FBOs, fixed-based operators. So think like private airports, private terminals. The more smaller you walk up, you check in, you go through your TSA security, you walk out in the tarmac, and you hop on the plane. And so you're not waiting in line with 1,000 other people, hundreds of other people with a stressed dog at that point. You're in a lobby with free coffee, free water, free drinks, snacks, and then you check in, and then you walk onto the airplane, and then you go. So again, eliminating a lot of that friction, taking a lot of the stress out of it for the pet, and directly then for the pet parent as well. And then what's the plane atmosphere? What does that look like, right? So we have 30-seater regional jets that we partner with our direct air carrier for. They're made for 50 seats. It's been retrofitted for 30. So think premium comfort seats with first-class style leg or lay room for the pups. And so it's a more curated experience, again, eliminating a lot of that friction, making it more peaceful, and still trying to hit that more attainable price point. It's expensive, right, for sure, but it's a lot better than running out of half a private jet in order to do it. And so so that's kind of what generally the experience looks like, right? Mm-hmm. And then to your question, Dr. Bryant, the airplanes with RVR Aviation, our direct air carrier, are hubbed out of Dallas, Texas, and we fly to the main cities we fly in and out of are Dallas, Denver, LA. We have a little bit of Salt Lake City, Chicago, New York, and then Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So those are the ones we're operating in and out of almost weekly currently today.
Nice.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So no international at this point?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. That's soon to come. Great. It's great.
Yep.
That is great. Now tell me, this is an option for potential just pet owners traveling with their pets, but then tell me what you're doing for the rescue organizations in reference to that.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a few different things that we're doing. So we've been able to work with rescue organizations to dedicate a whole plane to rescuing, 40 plus rescue pups who have identified their forever homes. They just need help getting transportation to there. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing, is the second chance seat program that we're about to roll out with. And essentially that's us dedicating 2 seats per flight to rescues, right? Whether that's a rescue going from LA to Denver, which we've done a lot of already, to another organization that has more resources to help that dog find their forever home. Or if it's flying a pup from, Texas to Chicago, or Texas to Denver, and they already have their adopter there who's been approved, who's been vetted, and that is their forever home, right? And then the other things too, like I've had a few people just reached out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and they've adopted a pet and they've been approved to adopt a pet across the country. And I've, been more than happy and willing to help them get back with their pet as well. And for me, at the end of the day, again, it's just like that. I love those happiness moments of what our model can do and break down the geographical barriers of adoption, right? Like it's a tough thing where there's a lot of resources, a lot of people across the country that want to adopt, but the barriers of getting there can be pretty high and pretty costly. And so my goal there is to break down those barriers and to help more pets get adopted to their forever home.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that they're looking outside the whole, as far as rescue industries with pets, is that there's a lot of pets that will be transported between states because there may be a lack of adoptable animals in this one location, and they'll just transfer from another state or location to there. So
for sure,
to assist with hopefully getting them adopted out and everything. So, but yeah, that's a huge industry actually, and a lot of traveling of animals through that method as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like the more we're diving into it too, right? Mm-hmm. Like what we know is that aviation and that space, right? And the model that we have today, and we know what we want to do to create a peaceful experience for pets and pet parents. And so we've been educating ourselves and partnering with a lot of great companies and a lot of great organizations in the rescue space. And it does seem to be, because it's always been so local, like it's pretty fragmented too. And so trying to help those folks connect even further, share resources, right? All at the end of the day, trying to make sure that more pets have the opportunity to find those forever homes and get those moments and create those memories.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I wanted to back up for just a second, Benton. So with the experience for that a pet parent and their pet will go through. So I'm assuming they go on your website to purchase a ticket, and then the ticket gets to them, and they purchase the pet's ticket as well. I guess my first question is you and I both know that it's not as simple as just ordering the ticket and you and your pet can take off tomorrow. So do you have customer service agents that can answer question and guide the pet parent through, maybe some of the general questions or what you'll need, like we need this documentation and so forth?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we do have a customer service line, and happy to kind of share that afterwards as well. That can help answer questions, right? A lot of times it's the pet's first time flying too. And so the pet parents trying to figure out, like, what does this look like? What should I do? Who should I talk to? How to prepare? What do you need? Right. Now, the nice thing is, like, what we've created is right now to actually able to book the ticket. It is as easy as going to Delta or anybody else. We've actually created a booking engine that allows and has integrated pets. So I think we might be like one of the only businesses in the world that has that for aviation, right? For us, it was really important for us to scale appropriately. But then the second thing is really important. Like, I always wanted booking a ticket to be easier than ordering a pizza, right? Which is really difficult with pets in aviation that hasn't, really, meshed very well together. And it's been extremely stressful because every airline has different regulations. For us, we've built a booking engine out that allows you just to put in passengers, so like human count, and then pet count by weight size. And then we have a little algorithm in the background that says, okay, here's the seats that you can buy or that you'll buy. For you and your pet, or you can toggle one on to buy an extra seat for your pet if you want to as well. But I think that's a really long way of saying, yes, we have customer service people that can also help out on the back end of that or in the front end of that to make sure that we're answering any questions and having some conversations to make sure it's the right option for people, and then to make sure they're comfortable with the asks as well that go with it.
Is there weight restrictions on your dogs?
There is not. Nope.
Okay. And that's great because, there's so many big dogs out there that just, cannot get on a plane. And sometimes even, the smaller ones as well, depending on how big they are. So that I wanted to make sure I look out for the big dogs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's right. RetrievAir, because I have two retrievers, right? Like, I wanted to like showcase the fact that we love any dog can come on. The big thing that I'll caveat that with is we always encourage every person who flies with us to contact their vet to approve and make sure that their dog is equipped and healthy enough to fly, right? So, like, while we don't have any weight restrictions or anything like that, based off maybe the health of the dog and the weight of the dog, right, given where they're at in life, the vet may, discourage that. And that's always kind of priority number one, is ensuring the vet is the vet that knows their dog and knows them can help guide them through that process too.
That's perfect. Perfect. Another question for you: are the pets in the carrier, or they're just they're free?
They're free. Yeah, it's great. We have if you go to our Instagram account, it's a really easy way to kind of see the experience, right? It's at RetrievAir, and basically the pets, you can buy your pet a seat. Doesn't need to be in a carrier. It doesn't matter if it's a 5-pound pet or a 165-pound pet. They get the seat right next to you. And I think one of our really big value propositions as well is like for 2 adults. So if my wife and I were taking one of our dogs, the dog would be for free, right? We don't charge extra for anything that's not taking a seat, for any dog that's not taking a seat or any pet that's not taking the seat. So, but there's more than enough room, again, that first class style leg room for 1 to 2 pets to sit right there with those 2 adults as well. But what we've done is, and this is something I implemented. So I was on first 35 of our flights in May and June, every single one of them, working with TSA, hearing from customers of what we need to change to make better or what we need to double down on because they love that experience, right? Working with airport authorities, working with our operators. And one of the things that we implemented, I ordered really quick from PetSmart and had it shipped to us. And it was basically like a leash system in the back of the seat that allows, right, the pet to be kind of tethered in their row, but it doesn't allow enough for they can run around in the aisle, right? And so again, going back to the peacefulness of the experience, the pet parent can tether them with that leash right there within their row and be a little more hands off while still being aware, right? And in control.
That's great. I was wondering about that too, if they're tethered. That's good. Hey, what about cats? Greta's a cat lover here. What about cats?
Yeah, Greta, we can bring on cats too. We got 2 cats actually boarding right now in New York City, about to head to Denver today.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we take cats as well. Now, cats do need to be in their carriers, which from what we've been advised as well, the cat prefers it. It's a safe zone for them, right, as well. Yeah, Dr. Bryant, you probably provide some great feedback on that too. But that's what we've been.
What about, okay, again, we've got people that have so many different type of household pets. What about if I want to travel with a bird? Would a bird be okay, as long as maybe in a cage or a carrier or something for the bird? What if I had my pet guinea pig? What if I have a snake?
Yeah, we've had a lot of asks. We've had turtles, guinea pigs, bunnies is a big one too. We have a lot of there's a big kind of community that's dedicated to bunnies, and how the travel is pretty similar to what a cat is, or I say the general needs for it. So right now though, it's dogs and cats. So going back to like what we're trying to do, because as pet parents trying to figure out, as dogs and cat parents are trying to figure out how to travel, it's extremely stressful. There's a lot of different rules depending on the airline and the regulation, the state you're flying into. International is a whole different beast, right? That we'll tackle eventually as well. But we wanted to, again, eliminate all that friction. And I think one of those things too is ensuring that the pet is calm and peaceful on the flight. And so right now we're not going to expand, but as long as we feel comfortable and confident that our core audience feels like they can have a peaceful flight and we can test it out, then maybe in the future. But right now, dogs and cats are the 2.
Okay. With the how does the in-flight experience differ for pets compared to a traditional airline?
So one, not going through a main airport, right? You're not introducing all that extra stress. You're going through a peaceful, essentially private terminal that you can sit down in the lobby with your dog. There's water bowls hanging out and around, right? You can walk out to a potty area that we have designated, and then you check in, go through TSA, and you walk on the airplane, and it takes a total of 5 minutes, right? And so that initial experience is really simple, really easy. The booking experience is relatively very easy too. We have a few very clear rules, right? Like rabies vaccination. You have to prove rabies vaccination before coming on any of our flights. Again, going back to the safety and trust that we want to make sure everybody has with us. But at the end of the day, to book a ticket, there's not 50 different rules because of different airlines and all that. It's really simple process to be able to book and understand that booking. And then lastly, the in-air experience is extremely peaceful. The dog can have a seat right next to you. It can be in your lap. It does not need to be underneath in a carrier, stowed underneath the seat in front of you. It's a lot of freedom that provides the dog, and a lot of happiness for the pet parent to be snuggling with your dog with a free glass of champagne right in your hand while in the air, looking out the window at the clouds kind of going by. And so it's a completely different experience. And again, I think the best way to do it is we had a video that went viral about a month ago now. So it's over 20 million views at the moment. And all it is a sold out flight. It had like 20 pets on it. Again, we have 30 total seats, 20 pets. And it's just a video. It's quiet. People are relaxed. They're enjoying their free beverages. The dogs are sleeping right next to their pet parents, and it's a great experience. So there's a lot of different ways, but maybe just to sum it up is like we're very peaceful and pet centric, right? Going back to what Dr. Bryant said at the beginning, like very pet centric. Everything we've done is designed to make sure I would feel comfortable with my dog on the plane and in the process, and I want everybody to feel that way too.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. We actually, when we were advertising for this episode, we had a few people slipped a message to me in my DM, and Dr. Bryant asked one, which was, are cats allowed? But another one, and I think this was triggered because of a post that was made. So, and I'm hoping I'm saying this name correctly. There's an oxygen brand out for animals called, I think, Pet Air. What is it called? Do you know?
I know what you're talking about. There's a specific oxygen dispenser for pets that's out. That's really out right now. You see a lot of advertising on Facebook and what have you, but it's actually a very good thing. And it made me think of that it's something that would be, if you're not using it, Benton, it'd be great for you to have available as a first aid kit, just in case a dog or cat goes into respiratory distress. Be common safe those if you have a brachycephalic breed with them with their difficulty with breathing. Having an oxygen canister like that available would be ideal. But again, what folks don't realize, you have to go through FAA, and I don't know if you have to go through FAA approvals for a lot of things that's in there. But for a first aid kit for pets, that would be a great thing to have for them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I would love to look. I have not heard of that yet. So like being our direct air care partner, like they have oxygen on the plane, right? Just like there's like a Delta flight. If the incident happens, there's oxygen containers for people. But I have not heard of this for pets specifically. Greta, Dr. Bryant, if you could chat that to me afterwards, or if I can take a look at that, that'd be great.
Sure. So it's actually called paw print oxygen. And I will send you the link for that. But it's specifically designed, it has a whole entire kit. It's a dog rescue, a cat rescue kit. It has a mask and everything. But they were doing a marketing campaign this past week. And they created a post that said on commercial airlines, I guess because they get the question, their product is not allowed on commercial airlines. And so the person had sent a message to us to ask if their dog, which happens to be a pug, had their own oxygen, would they be allowed to bring that with them on your airline?
I would have to double check. So we're regulated the same as every commercial airline when it comes to TSA. So if you can't bring it through at a TSA terminal at, Atlanta Airport or DFW Airport, right, or O'Hare, then you can't with us either. And that's just how that's how we're all regulated, right? So I would need to double check. I'm not quite sure, but I think the interesting question there too is, we have a unique ability with our direct air partner to talk to the FAA, right, and to the TSA through them and understand, right, can we help champion something like this that can help more people travel in a more peaceful manner and have the redundancies that need to have, right, to make sure everybody can get to their final destination safely and comfortably. So I'll have to double check around what TSA says for oxygen containers. And then I'd have pulled it up here. I'm going to get this in front of our direct air carrier and ask them to take a look at it as well.
Yeah. Well, one thing that people don't realize, a lot of things that you might have, I would imagine, I'm not 100% sure, but I know it has to be FAA approved. The oxygen canisters that are available in cabin, they're not out where anybody can get to it. They're kind of concealed. So
correct.
They're controlled. So whatever it is, it's controlled because it's potentially flammable. So, we got to consider all those things, that you just can't carry something like that that's flammable on an aircraft for anybody indiscriminately, because you might explode you might cause an explosion. So it has to be approved. It has to be under control. So, but as I mentioned with you, Benton, and I'm sure you guys have it in your things, but having something available for pets in cabin, it is kind of a smart thing, because you just never know if they're going to go through respiratory distress. And since your airline, what you're doing is focusing on pets only, it would be perfect for you guys to have that just in case.
Yeah, it's great feedback. Yeah, agreed. And like to double down around the FAA things too. Whenever I started out this venture, I wanted to get to take out seats and put in like a little play park, right, like within the airplane. And the one thing I learned really fast is if it's not to spec, you have to get it re-crash tested, and you have to do all of these things essentially, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because that's how we've now come to have a lot of comfort in flying, right? And like have the ability to fly at anywhere in the world, is because a lot of it has been anchored in those like really strict safety measures. So but yeah, I think we'll definitely take a look. Prop in oxygen, I got it up right here too, and I'll get it to my direct air carrier to see what we're able to do and maybe what we're not.
Yeah.
And additionally, it would be a great idea to outfit all of the planes with an oxygen kit, as well as a pet emergency kit. So, the Band-Aids, the ointments, not Band-Aids, I'm sorry, bandages, ointments, everything that would come in a pet emergency kit. And, just to have that on the plane, because you just never know. They might get, maybe before they even board it, they stepped on something and they got cut and are bleeding now. So that would all be great. And then not only that, I'm not sure, we didn't ask, so I don't want to assume, but if you have stewardess, having them trained for some emergencies like CPR, pet CPR, Heimlich when they're choking. So just having basic training, and you can do that with your employees on gosh, I just forgot their name. It's an organization that has an online courses that you can take, but the Red Cross, that's it. Yep. So your employees can get certified through the Red Cross.
For sure, yeah. I think so. One, the direct air carrier, they do have flight attendants on every one of the flights, right? And so they're not technically our employees. Again, so we're the public charter operator, and we partner with that direct air carrier. But all the flight attendants, the crew, the captain, they go through a very extensive FAA training, right, before even being able to be on with passengers and all that. And that's emergency management. It's what to do in scenarios. It's how to utilize the emergency kits on board already, or the oxygen tanks, right, and all those aspects to ensure, right, the safety of the consumer. And so the direct air carrier has already gone through all that. They've been in for 20 plus years. And I know ramping up for us as well, one of the big things was making sure that they're comfortable and confident around like pet behavior. Like, what are the signs, the do's, the don'ts, right? Like you don't just walk up and start petting the dog. That's a big no-no, right? You ask for permission. You understand like what's the temperament, right? All that type of stuff too. In order to ensure a safe, and peaceful experience for the pet and for everybody on board.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you have a program set up to accept military dogs, and do you work with the military? And then also my other question is, do you have a program wrapped around service animals? Of course, I know you let them on, so that's a given, but I wasn't sure, like with these types of dogs that go on commercial airlines, are you doing something a little above and beyond for them like you are with our regular pets?
Yeah, so I'll take the service animal question here first. So for the service animal, we follow, just like everybody has to in the aviation space, the DOT and the FAA regulations around service animals and the rights that those people have and those pets have, right? And as they should. And so we absolutely accept service animals. And what we do within that space is pretty interesting. So we actually partner with canine companions. So I have a great photo on my phone of little puppies that are being transported to become service animals. And so we're helping them transport from California across the country, where they'll then go through 2 years of fostering and experience of training to become a full-fledged service animal, to then have the specific training for that individual that they're going to be serving and with for the rest of their lives. So it's a big thing for us, and we recognize the huge need of that too. And yeah, we for sure welcome service animals on our flights. And then what was the first part of that question, Greta, again?
the military dogs. I was saying that, I know you, of course, maybe you allow a serviceman with their dog, but and I'm asking from the angle of like you made all these steps to make it a great experience for regular pets. Is there something that you're doing for them as well?
Yeah, so we don't have any specific programs right now. We've talked through like a few organizations that help and support veterans with their pets, right, and their needs, and then making sure we bring service members back in touch with their animals as well, with their pets and their best friends. It's something we're very supportive, but as we kind of set up the business model right now, we're able to actually do a lot more and create a lot more of those partnerships kind of moving forward. Now that we have, 3-4 months of actual flying under our belts, and now we can kind of say, okay, here's all the things we need to get to and do. But about a third of the transportation market for pets is the U.S. military within the United States. So it's something people have reached out to us about as well. And we are more than happy to help out on a one-on-one basis, or we have been, right? But now is the time for us to like develop those programs and actually be able to make a bigger, larger impact.
As just something to suggest and maybe look into, since you are trying to create a program, an impactful program. The American Humane, which Dr. Bryant just happens to be a board member, they have a program where they help to reunite retired military dogs with their former handlers. And it's a really beautiful opportunity, a great program, has a lot of stories that'll make your heart just melt. So maybe reaching out to them and saying, you'd like to help out from an aviation standpoint in that program.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, Dr. Bryant would love to connect with any of the organization to see how we can help. I know do you all do that through Paws of War?
No, I know it's Pups for Patriots. I'm not sure exactly, but I knew that's, again, one of your major initiatives is to reunite with that, the pet handler with the dog and everything. It's very, very important and stuff. But I don't know the intricate details, but I can connect you with in there so you can ask questions if need be.
Yeah, would love that for sure. I mean, that directly coincides with our aligns, right, with our mission of creating those moments and having those forever homes. So yeah, we would love to figure that out. We've been in contact with Paws of War, the charity that does the same thing, same mission of reuniting those pets with their handlers or their pet parents, right, who they know the most. And I mean, I'm a pretty emotional guy in general. Like I'm definitely a big crier, and anytime you see a pet running up to someone that they've missed for a really long time on a tarmac, I mean, it gets me for sure.
Well, I know we have been following you since you launched, and all of the great media that you've been obtaining, and definitely working through social media. So social media has been a huge driver for you. So how intentional was that strategy?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very intentional strategy for us. So we've driven a lot of organic, right? And so we have not focused on paid whatsoever. It's organically showing our story, sharing our mission, and trying to show like what is now unlocked through our business model of you can now create these memories and have your pet right beside you in cabin where you feel safe, comfortable, peaceful. And again, while enjoying, a free beverage or coffee or whatever you want while up in the air. And so it's been a big portion of it for sure. We're very thankful to everybody who's followed us so far, shared kind of what we're doing. And have kind of come along and helped us kind of make sure we keep on sharing and understanding the feedback from all these folks as well. So it's been great.
That's fantastic. And I know we touched on this like earlier in the show, but I wanted to make sure we came back around to you really explaining the Second Chance Seats program and why it's so important to you.
Yeah, for sure. It's at the root of our social impact that we want to do, right? And so we're in conversations with a few large organizations who want to help sponsor this program as well. But the Second Chance Seat program, really what we want to do is everywhere we're flying, we have 2 seats dedicated to having rescue pets find their forever homes, or taking a pet off of, a euthanization list and be able to transport them to another spot where they have more resources, again, to help them find that forever home too, right? And so we're uniquely positioned that we can help break down those barriers and make it a lot easier and more attainable for these pets to find their forever homes. And it's something we should be doing. It's something a lot of folks should be doing, and it's the right thing to do, and it makes us right. Like, again, it goes back to kind of our passion for pets and being pet centric. Is we have this model that we can do this, and so we're going to.
Okay. Where do you see RetrievAir in 5 years?
Yeah, great question. So this year and next year, I'd say it's all about awareness and domestic density in the U.S. And then I think for us, 5-year horizon, it's international. So it's flights from the East Coast over, West Coast over, the other way. I think there's a route there for us to be able to have like a European domestic arm as well, transporting through the different countries. There's a lot of friction out there to travel with our fur babies, and wherever that friction is, I think we're uniquely positioned to be able to take that friction out and allow you to have those memories with your fur baby right next to you. So I think in 5 years, we'll be going after international and helping people kind of relocate or go on adventures across the ocean.
That's fantastic. Well, Dr. Bryant, is there any last minute things you want to say or ask Benton?
No, I'm excited you're here to introduce RetrievAir to everyone and show it as another viable option for traveling with your pet. So I really appreciate you being here, Ben. And we definitely have you back, because I want to see a year from now where you're going to be. I mean, who knows? A year from now, you might hit the landmark saying we're international at this point.
For sure. So, I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. And thank you all so much. Really appreciate the opportunity to come on and just talk. And if anybody has any questions, just reach on out and we're happy to help out.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Absolutely. I wanted to let everybody know, if they want to learn all about RetrievAir and learn more about what they're doing, even in how they are helping out rescues, get their pets adopted, with second chance seats, things that they're doing to make the pet's trip more comfortable, as well as for the pet parents. Definitely go to RetrievAir.com to find out more. They are on social media. So I do know RetrievAir is on Instagram with the same which is RetrievAir. I couldn't find the icons on your site, but what other social media are you on?
Yeah. So the handle is Fly RetrievAir. So you got to put Fly in front of it there. But we're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. So the main ones.
Okay, fantastic. Benton, is there any last things that you want to say to everyone before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we're 2 pet parents who are trying to solve this for other pet parents, and we do everything with the thought of how do we make sure, like, what would we want our pets to experience, and what do we want to experience right through this process, and we design that into everything we do. So we just really appreciate the hundreds. We're actually getting close to 1,000 now, folks who have flown with us, who trust us with their journeys, and everybody who has booked in the future too, and everybody to come. So we're just really thankful, and we look forward to continue growing and helping more people explore with their pets.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to tell everyone this is a holiday weekend, so definitely be careful, be mindful of your pets and the fireworks and loud noises that are going to happen. Keep your animals safe during Monday, I believe it's going to be, most of the boom booms. But this was another great month, but an exceptional episode with Benton Miller from RetrievAir. And so I wanted to wish everyone a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you all next month with another fabulous Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. For now, thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.